Hi, good evening, fellow weirdos of the flock. How are you? I am Nikki K the Great, and in this sheet pen, I will be reading you the Bible like you have never heard it before. So, welcome. This is Captain over here on the SS Lazy Ass. She's listening lazily. This up here is Dick. If you hear any kind of mean shit, it's him that said it, not me. So, did you take your pills? Alright, I trust that you took your pills. Pack a bowl. Grab your smokes if you have smokes. If not, I got some. Then, grab your bedtime beverage, your nightly reward for keeping other people alive. It's hard work, I know. Cheers. It is really hard work, I know. So, what do you want? Come on. Come here. Come here. Come on. I know. Oh, I know. I know it's the baby. I know it's the baby. Listen, we gotta read. So we're gonna smoke it, read it, and drink it. And we are with Paul, Silas, and Timothy. Why is this taking so long? You know what? You know why? This is why. Alright. So, after Paul and Silas had passed through Amphipolis and Apollonia, they came to Thessalonica, where there was a synagogue of Dicetan. And when Paul went in, as was his custom, and on 3 weekends he argued with them from the scriptures, explaining and proving it was necessary for the Messiah to suffer and rise from the dead, and saying, "This is the Messiah, Jesus, who I am proclaiming to you." Some of them were persuaded and joined Paul and Silas, as did a great many of the devout Greeks and more than a few leading women. But the Jews became jealous, because that's what they do, and with the help of some ruffians in the marketplace, they formed a mob and set the city in an uproar while they were searching for Paul and Silas to bring them to the assembly. They attacked Jason's house. So the Jews brought out Antifa and Black Lives Matter over some stupid shit. Huh. Right. Because that's a thing that they've been doing since this time. You know, if you ever followed the Q thing, he kept saying it's going to be biblical. And that's what they're doing, this biblical shit. Their playbook is the Bible. When they could not find them, they dragged Jason and some believers before the city authorities. They said, "These people who have been turning the world upside down have come here also." And this isn't that also a cute thing, like flipping the triangle upside down? And if you ever just write 17, notice it makes an upside down triangle. And isn't that the thing? The upside down triangle. flipping the eye upside down. Hold on. I think I have one. Oh, damn it. It's all the way up there. I can't get it. But anyway, write the number 17 and then put it in a triangle. Anyway. And Jason entertained them as guests. Oh, okay, okay. They attacked Jason's house and dragged Jason out of his house. And then they're like, these people fucking shit up. And they was Jason's friend. And they are acting contrary to the decrees of the emperor, saying there is another king named Jesus. That's not what he said. I can guarantee that is, they didn't say it in that way. Context, these people are using word magic. They take what one thing means and turn it into totally something different. It's a Jew thing, word magic. You got to point it out every time you say it. Ask them, what does that word mean? And the people and the city officials were disturbed when they heard this. And after they had taken bail from Jason and the others, they let them go. See, money, with the Jews, it's money. I think that's the Alec Baldwin thing also, money. That's white privilege, if anybody cares. Hunter Biden and Alec Baldwin are white privilege. That's what that means. Not regular dude down the road. It's Hunter Biden and Alec Baldwin. That very night, the believers sent Paul and Silas off to Beroea. And when they arrived, they went to the Jews' synagogue. These Jews were more receptive than those in Thessalonica. Well, I don't know. For they welcomed the message very eagerly and examined the scriptures every day to see whether these things were so. Okay, so these people did their own research. See, Americans need to do their own research. And then they wouldn't be a bunch of fucking communist Democrats. Many of them, therefore, believed, including a few Greek women and men of high standing. But when the Jews of Thessalonica learned that the word of God had been proclaimed by Paul there as well, they came there too to stir up and incite the crowds. Then the believers immediately sent Paul away to the coast. Why doesn't anybody arrest these motherfuckers? Like they're coming in here disturbing the peace over some dumb shit. Put these motherfuckers in jail. Your laws got nothing to do with here, so you go the fuck over there. Just because you don't read your fucking book doesn't mean it's not right. So fuck you. The believers immediately sent Paul away to the coast, but Silas and Timothy remained behind. Those who conducted Paul brought him as far as Athens, and after receiving instructions to have Silas and Timmy join him ASAP, they left him. While Paul was waiting in Athens, he was deeply distressed to see the city was full of idols. So he argued in the synagogue with the Jews and the devout persons, and also in the marketplace every day with those who happened to be there. Also, some Epicurean and Stoic philosophers. Is this European? I mean, I don't know. And Stoic philosophers debated with him, and some say, what the fuck is this guy babbling about? Oh my God. And others were like, he seems to know about some other God. This was because he was telling about Jesus and the resurrection. So they took him and brought him to Asparagus. That is not his name. They took him to Ario Speedwagon. That's what we're going to call him, Ario Speedwagon. Because it just seems like that's what it says. I think it's Ario Pugus, but Ario Speedwagon because it's better. And asked him, what are you talking about, dude? What's going on? This sounds pretty fucked up. So what does it mean? The Athenians and the foreigners living there spend their time doing nothing but telling and hearing something new. So they was like tickled on their insides. It was like, fuck yeah, we get to learn some shit. Okay. Democrats should learn to be like that. So this is a very right-wing place, it seems like. Anyway, Paul stood in front of Arya's Speedwagon and said, yo, dudes, I see how extremely religious you are in every way. For as I went through the city and looked carefully at the objects of your worship, I found among them an altar with the inscription to an unknown God. What, therefore, you worship as unknown, I'm going to tell you all about it, because he's my guy. He's my big guy. The God who made the world and everything in it, he was the Lord of heaven and earth, does not live in shrines made by people, nor is he served by human hands, as though he needs it. Like, no. Since he himself gives to all mortals life and death, all things. From one ancestor he made all nations to inhabit the whole earth and be allotted the time of their existence and the boundary of the places where they would live, so that they would search for God and perhaps grope for him and find him, though indeed he is not far from each of us. He did say that though. Haha, you're gonna look for me, but you're not gonna find me. You gotta be at your last. You gotta have nothing. And then maybe I'll come and see you. For in him we live and move, have our being, as even some of your own poets have said. For we too are his offspring. Since we are God's offspring, we ought not to think that the deity is like gold, silver, or stone, an image formed by the art and imagination of people. While God has overlooked the time of human ignorance, now he commands all people everywhere to repent, because he has fixed a day on which he will have the world judged in righteousness by a man who he appointed. And of this he has given assurance to all by raising him from the dead. Was this at the same time as Hercules? Was it after Hercules? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. At that point, Paul left them, but some of them joined him and became believers, including Dionysius. Isn't this somebody that we know about? Isn't this some kind of guy? Ugh. Let's see who it is, because I think it's a guy. A guy we're supposed to know. Hold on. A Greek god, son of Zeus, and Semele was originally the god of fertility. Okay, so is this Dionysus? Oh, this is Dionysius. So I guess it's never mind. Uh, okay. Dionysius, the Aria Speedwagon, and a woman named Mari, and there was some others with them. Okay. We're going to press pause right here. Oh, look, we did a good job. All right. Listen, we're going to press pause right here. So get a refill, smoke a cigarette, and pack my bowl. Be right back. All right. You ready to go? Done taking a break? All right. Let's go. Oh, look. Nikkie! We did such a good fucking job. Please, if you love us, we have a coupon for you, you beautiful motherfucker. That's what they said. Oh, oh, oh. We don't know if you're sure. We don't know. You could be unsure. So we're going to try it again. Okay. We are on Acts chapter 18. You know what song is stuck in my head? And it has nothing to do with what we're reading. And I'm reading through it. But it's, that's the night that the lights went out in Georgia. Right? That song has been stuck in my head for, I don't know, 2 hours, 3 hours. I keep singing it. And then the other one, in the pines, where the sun don't ever shine. But it's the original one. My grandma was singing it to me. She's 85 and from West Virginia. And she was singing it. It's the one with it's like, the longest train I ever saw. The original version of that song, I've never heard it before. But my grandma was singing it, and now it's stuck in my head. And then, for some reason, uh, Reba McEntire's version of The Night the Lights Went Out stuck in my head. Anyway. Now, did you press like? I should have told you that before I started all that rambling. So, did you press like? Maybe subscribe. And then write in the comments what song is stuck in your head. Maybe I know it. Okay. So, Acts chapter 18. After this, Paul left Athens and went to Corinth, where he found a Jew named Aquila, a native of Pontus, who had recently come from Italy with his wife Prissy. because Claudius had ordered all the Jews to leave Rome, Paul went to see them. And because he was of the same trade, he stayed with them. And they worked together. By trade, they were tent makers. When was Paul a tent maker? I thought he was a Pharisee. And, or a Sadducee. But he might have been a Pharisee. I don't know. My mom says he's a Pharisee. I don't know. Put in the comments if he was a Pharisee or not. But this is saying he was a tent maker. But okay. Every Sabbath, he would argue in the synagogue and would try to convince Jews and Greeks. When Silas and Timothy arrived from Macedonia, Paul was occupied with proclaiming the word, testifying to the Jews that the Messiah was Jesus. When they opposed and reviled him in protest, he shook the dust from his clothes and said to them, "Your blood be on your own heads. I am innocent. From now on, I go to the Gentiles." Good job. You should go. We're good guys. Save America. Then he left. He left the synagogue and went to the house of a man named Titius Justus. We're going to call him Titties. And a worshiper of God, whose house was next door. Oh my God, Paul's out of control. Okay, so it was next door to the church. Rice Krispies, the official of the synagogue, became a believer in the Lord, together with all his household, and many of the Corinthians who heard Paul came believers and were baptized. One night the Lord said to Paul, "Do not be afraid. Speak. Do not be silent." Right? Don't shut your pie hole. For I am with you, and no one will lay a hand on you. Because it's going to be like, bitch, bye. For there are many in this city who are my people. Okay. So, Jesus is like, these dudes are tight. Don't even worry about it. Right. Oh, did you see that? I guess not. But anyway, I just fucked up my homemade little table here. Anyway. Okay. So then he stayed there a year and 6 months. So it's like 2.5 years after Jesus died. 3.5 years. Teaching the word of God among them. But when? Is that Galileo? Wait a minute. Wait. Galileo. Oh, no, it's not. Never mind. When Galileo was proconsul of Achaia. Okay, I can't. I've smoked so much weed today, I can't make the letter. Okay, so Achaia. The Jews made a united attack on Paul and brought him before the tribunal. Listen, capital J. I thought, listen, nobody was gonna hurt him. Oh, what is this doing? Oh my God, what's it doing? What does it mean? Keep reading, Nikki, you stupid ass motherfucker. You're right, Dick. You're right. Dick is right. I just keep reading. Just keep reading. Then they said, this man is persuading people to worship God. No way. Oh my God. No, they're convincing people to worship God. You dumb motherfuckers. Shut up, Nikki. Shut up, Dick. You're the one that made me say it. Okay. So they want these people to worship God in ways that are contrary to the law. No, because he's teaching the law, but to the Gentiles. Because I think Paul is just using Jesus to teach his version of the law. Shut up, Dick. Dick. Shut up. Okay. Just as Paul was about to speak, Gallio said to the Jews, if it were a matter of a crime or serious villainy, I would be justified in accepting the complaint of you Jews. Yeah, 'cause you Jews fucking suck. Shut up, Dick. Okay. But since it is a matter of questions about words and names and your own law, see to it yourself. I do not wish to be a judge of these matters. Yes, yes, yes. Because you stinky motherfucking snaky Jews don't read your own fucking book. They wrote a different book. They wrote a different book that changes all of this shit. Doesn't make them look so bad. Anyway. And he dismissed them from the tribunal. Then all of them seized Sosthenes, the official of the synagogue, and beat him in front of the tribunal. But Gallio paid no attention to any of these things. After staying there for a considerable time, Paul just left, okay? So he said bye and sailed for Syria, accompanied by Prissy and Tequila. At Chimchimarie, he had his hair cut. So he was a Nazarite. What did he have a vow to? Oh my God. Wow, it needs more explanation on that. There needs to be more explanation for that. Okay. I still want to know it though. Anyway. When they reached Ephesus. That sounds too much like feces. We're just gonna call it Ephesus, okay? He left them there. But first, he himself went into the synagogue and had a discussion with the Jews. Okay, remember, it's been saying argument this whole time. So he's purposely getting himself in trouble because in this one he's having a discussion. When they asked him to stay longer, he was like, nah, no. But on taking leave, he said, I will return if God wills. Then he set sail from Ephesus. When he landed at Caesarea, he went up to Jerusalem and greeted the church. Then he went down to Antioch. How many years later is this? Anyway, after spending some time there, he departed and went from place to place through the region of Galatia and Phrygia, strengthening all the disciples. So he went back. Okay. Okay. And now he came to Ephesus, a Jew named Apollos, a native of Alexandria. He was an eloquent man, well versed in the scriptures, when he had been instructed in the way. See, I like that. I like in the way better than Christians. Maybe that, maybe that's what I am. Because I swear, I don't want to be associated with Judeo Christian anything. They're really fake. I I want to do the God thing. And I really do not like the New Testament. Anyway, when he had been instructed in the way of the Lord, and he spoke with burning enthusiasm and taught accurately the things concerning Jesus, though he only knew the baptism though he knew only the baptism of John. He began to speak boldly in the synagogue, but when Scylla and Tequila heard him, they took him aside and explained the way of God to him more accurately. How would these motherfuckers know? Okay. And he wished to cross over to Achaia. The believers encouraged him and wrote to the disciples to welcome him. On his arrival, he greatly helped those through grace and had become believers. For he powerfully refuted the Jews in public, showing the scriptures that the Messiah is Jesus. Okay, well, tomorrow we're going to chapter 19, so press like and subscribe. I might be going back to one video, just a morning video, and not a night video also. It's like the universe is like, take your time and read this book that you hate. It'll be good for you. Do something you don't like for once. So, I guess the universe is making me read through this slowly by making my only option make one video. So I guess I'm doing morning videos only from now on until I fuck around and start making night videos again and then get in trouble again. So we'll find out. Anyway, thank you for watching. Right, now it's time to give our pillows some head and our sheets some ass and have the sweetest dreams ever.